Motherhood is much more important than the guruhood. Because guru is the one who trains you, makes you efficient. But the mother forgives you. She loves you. She sustains you and she teaches you how to love. She has tremendous patience and tremendous love, and she does it single handed. She doesn't expect anything from you. Absolutely selfless. Selfless is a very small word, I should say. It's such an expansive compassion which engulfs everything that is wrong, dissolves it, digests it, absorbs it. So it's a very great day, Navaratri is, for all the surgeries. Because then she took her form as Sita, as the power of Sri Rama. Silent, potential, suffering. How much she suffered? How much she suffered? Then she took the form of Radha. Then she came as 5 powers of Saraswati, as the 5 wives of Sri Krishna. Then she came as Mary. That was the greatest suffering, I think, to see the son being crucified. The suffering, silent, patient suffering, she had to go through it. All that drama to be seen was too much. She went through all that because you all had to cross your Agacha. She had to sacrifice her child. It's easy for a father to do that, very difficult for a mother. Now you are all mothers, so many of you, you will know what it is to have a child and how one feels about it. After doing that, she comes to the state where you have to give your realization. It's a work of tremendous patience, as you know. It's tremendous patience and understanding. Human beings, as the time advanced, have evolved, put out for realization, but also evolved into very funny, stupid, crooked, nonsensical ways. It's impossible to understand how they go about with their stupid ideas and how troublesome they can be. They can be very crooked, funny, troublesome, to such an extent that sometimes even it is difficult to forgive. Despite that, so many of you are here today in Europe, in the land of the Guru. Here I find who have got realization. So the mother's pride, mother's joy knows no bounds, no doubt about it. It's such a great thing to see her children sitting here to receive all the powers from her. Now again, when we are in this situation, we have to know the first principle with which the whole thing started. That it is the power of love. It is the power of love that has brought you to this day. And it's the power of love that you will express and manifest, you will evolve. Now, after coming to Sahaja Yoga, also the temptations become subtler and subtler. We try to do Sahaja Yoga. We try to spread Sahaja Yoga sometimes for the powers. Maybe you are lonely, so you want to have more surgeries. Maybe you do it because you think that that's how you spread your powers. Even there are problems on leadership, I find ego problems. There are somebody is appointed a leader, then another feels bad, this, that all goes on. I see the drama going on. Like small children. They fight. What is this leadership? It's just artificial. It's not even noted in any newspaper. As they have mock governments, we have a mock leadership. So then people fight for that. It's become such. The power struggle goes on, becoming subtler and subtler. Then again, money problems come up. Some people think that Sahaj Yoga is a very good way of making money. Or some people think that we can get a lot of money because Mother blesses people with money, affluence, so let us be in Sahaj Yoga. But don't spend a single pie, you see. Just manage it. No, it's not like that. It's the other way around. It's again another dilemma, is that in India, which is a place of poverty compared to all of you, everyone donates money. All the trustees in every center, wherever there are trustees, have to donate at least 5,000 rupees to become the trustees. Of course, I don't get anything out of it, but I must have donated, I don't know how much myself to become the trustee of surgery. But you have to donate. And when you become miserly again, that means again, it's the same game going on. You have bank balances, but the source is finished and you have nothing left. The bank balance should be with God. Then He gives you interest more than the capital. Is there any bank which does that? And it is not the Swiss bank. You have to pay for putting money with that. That's how it is. You should always try to go to the source. This becomes subtler and subtler in the sense that people think that now their children are realized souls. All right, so what? They are not gods, are they? They get so involved with their children. I mean, this is another stupidity women fall into. But to them, their child is so important. They get so adhered to the child. I mean, first they used to neglect the children. Now they become so attached to their children that they look like glued people all the time. And such children cannot grow properly unless and until you give them freedom. Give them full freedom to grow. But guidance, of course, that they are majestic people, being surgeries, they are born realized. As a surgery, as a good surgery, how they should be. Have a report, talk to them, tell them about it, how they should be. Develop that self-respect within them, that they should be like this, not to glue them to you. That's not the way. Children will never grow properly, even physically, if you glue them to yourself. In the West now, I see new ideas coming up that the children must be glued to the mother. This is from one extreme to another extreme. They'll become very left-sided. Even if they'll be grown up in age, they won't grow up in their brains. They won't grow up in their behavior if they are glued with the mother. If they cry for a life, little bit doesn't matter, but the children must be made to sleep away from mother. All the time, you should not carry your children in your life. There is no need at all. But this is not that the child wants, it's the mother who wants this kind of thing. And some fathers also have seen, glued down to their children. And then they say, Mother, my child is spoiled, he's like this, like that. Such children will get possessed very fast if you make the children dependent on it. Very fast they'll become possessed. If you make them over independent, you are on your own. Like the other side was that when we were in Oxford, a girl of 7 years used to come and give us newspapers. And she was a daughter of a lord. At about 5 o'clock in the morning in that cold, she used to climb up all the way on a bicycle, delivering those newspapers. And when I told her, Mother, what are you doing? It's very dangerous. This child is in danger. She's a girl. How can you do that to her? She said, no, no, she has to be on her own. So the one side is to be on her own, and another side is to glue them. It's again the same subtle attitude of possessiveness. It's possessiveness. This is my child. I must look after the child. The child is a realized soul. This that. Only your child is not realized soul. Everybody's child is the realized soul in search of. How much do you do for others' children? Or only you look after your own child? The custom should be, if you buy one thing for your child, buy two more things for another child. Buy better things for another child and less things for your child. Let your child share these things with others. At the time when you are buying something, buy something that you can share. Teach him how to share. Because though they are realized souls, with the mothers and the fathers like this, they'll become again the same miserly old style people. Quarrelsome, fighting, beating each other, troubling each other. So be careful. Being realized soul, you'll be surprised, they will be extremely, extremely convenient for you. Give them to other surgeries to handle. Depend on them, let them look after. And the homogeneous feeling comes through children. Children are the ones who bind each other. But don't touch my child. This is my child. You close the door as soon as somebody comes in. That's you are going back in the same way as your mothers have been. There's no war on in surgery. We are in the domain of God. This realization has to come. There is no need to seek all these useless things, these pleasures of life. Understand your responsibility. That you are surgeries first and last and in the middle. And as surgeries, what is your duty? Is to be completely dedicated for the betterment and the benevolence of others. That's the only thing which is going to nourish you to rise. If you look after your children like this, like mad, it's not going to help you. You'll have problems. If you neglect your children, you will have problems. So come in the center and be just witnesses of all that. It's a very common feeling in the beginning of every surgery who comes to surgery. They'll send me the list of 5 generations on this side and 5 generations on this side. My father's, brothers, sisters, this thing is, that thing is, real cousins, real, this thing is sick. So please, mother, put your attention. And when I put my attention, the attention returns back, I can't find that. It starts like that at the beginning. All right, in the beginning I say, all right, just now they have entered. But you don't know these are tentacles which should keep you down. They do not allow you to rise in the domain of God. In the domain of God, everything that is yours, even your hair, are looked after by God Almighty. Everything. Can you understand that? Can you realize that? Is all done by billions and billions and billions of powers of Adishakti. What can you do yourself? Nothing, except for worrying and troubling. So just if you believe and assume that power today, that you are in the domain of God, which is active benevolence. The nature of it is active benevolence, as we say in Gita. If you are sick, it is for your benevolence. If you are all right, it is for your benevolence. If you have money, it is for your benevolence. If you don't have money, it is for your benevolence. Everything does good for you in the domain of God. Do not judge it according to your own standards. Whom do you think to be a person who is benevolent in this world? Apart from me. Really, in the real sense of the word. Supposing you take a man who is very rich. Is he benevolent? No. Is he happy? No. Is he respected? No. At least he has to be a realized soul to be somewhere near that description. And if you have to ascend in the domain of God, you have to know that everything works through His power. Your activity, your inactivity, your sleep, everything is worked through His powers of love. Love can never harm, can never destroy. You go a little ahead of it, and it showers flowers of love. But understand your nature. Supposing you are a left-sided person. Mostly I've seen left-sided persons always want to do my pujas. And the right-sided persons are organizing. Do the other way around. Must know your nature. Give yourself a balance and then enter into the kingdom of God. Like you are entering into a door, say for example, and you have too much load on your back, meaning you are a left-sided person. Then take down the load from your back on your head and enter. But if you have too much on your head, put it on your back and enter. Because you're tired, you do it every day. Supposing this hand is tired, you put it on the left hand. I see in the aeroplane when people are walking, they are holding it with one hand, and automatically when it is tired, they put it to the left. Automatically, they are not Sujukis. In the same way, in life also, if you have done one-sidedness too much, try to do the other side and give yourself a balance. Navaratri is the day to give you the balance. Those whose right hand is tired will get the power in the left hand. Those who have the left hand tired will get the power of the right hand to share the load. So those who are having money problems will solve their money problems. And those who have sleeping problems will solve their sleeping problems. But one can say, if somebody has both, then what do they do? I know of somebody, I live there in that country, where they have both the power. They sleep as well as they have no money and they are not bothered. So, for such people, what should we do? Of course, I won't tell you, but one has to do something about it. One has to work out something. They just don't move. And if you tell them, answer is, I know, I know I sleep a lot. I know I'm like this. I know. That's all. Then what do you say? It stops you completely. You can't go further. If they know what more to be told. This is a complete mountain there standing just to finish it completely. So one has to do. Everyone has to do. Somebody is working it out. Somebody is doing some work. And another is not helping. Then that cannot be completed. It's a collective work. One person cannot do it. I've seen it happens like this. It's a collective. So we come to the position that Navaratri today is not the work of mother only, which she did so far. It's the work of everyone of us. I cannot do it single-handed. If I could, there was no need for you to be here. I would have built the aeroplane, put you there, push them somehow or other, lock it up and put you there. It's not possible. You all have to carry your own aeroplanes. Build it up and carry it yourself with dignity. Not like small children, so you have to mature. And for that maturity, it's a collective thing that has to take place. In the beginning in the school, all right, they'll teach you 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. But when you go to the college, you have to do it yourself. Solve the problem yourself. And that's what it is today, Sahaj Yoga. It's good to get your realization in these modern times, but the maturity has to take place, otherwise it's useless. Up to the seed was all right, but once it is sprouted, it must become the tree, otherwise it's useless. And that all of you have to do together, helping each other, understanding each other. And everyone has to work it out. Even if one person suffers, I suffer. The whole thing has become collective. The Devi has become collective. It's a venture. It's a venture, I know. Too much of it. There was no other way out. It's like crucifixion of every part of your body, every cell of your body. But it's all right. So today, instead of feeling guilty, you should be filled with tremendous courage and tremendous enthusiasm. That we have to do it because Mother has given us the power. We can do it. Nothing should keep us down. And we are going to help each other. One person is doing one job, nobody will look at it. You see, they won't just move. I know. I'm sitting down. I know. I don't do anything. I know. And in Sahaj Yoga, it has become even subtler. I want to do, but there's a booth in me which doesn't allow me to do. So you get out with your booth. That's what it is. All these arguments are stupid, of no value in Sahaj Yoga. That means you have not understood the meaning of Sahaj Yoga. You have not understood the meaning of yourself, and you have no respect for your life. That's what it is. If you indulge into such thinking, then it is no good. But today you have to promise to yourself and to me within your heart that you are going to be filled with that enthusiasm and that Shakti. Time has come. Which is going to make you real yogis. Complete dedication. Imagine these PLO people, what they are doing fearlessly. I mean, all kinds of people you see around, even in Kali Yuga, are so dedicated to something nonsensical. Why can't we be dedicated to something so sensible? They are not afraid of anything. They are daredevils. Why can't we become like that? What's wrong with us? So every one of us must have that enthusiasm, and I'm an institution by myself. And I'm going to do it. I'm not going to take advantage of the ashram life, nicely settle down in the ashram, see, very good, cheap. No. We are all going to move up also and take up a place somewhere there. For the time being, ashram is all right. But then give more room to others are coming. You get out of it. Go out and stay somewhere and work it out. Then in the ashram, this is my house, I've spent money for this is my furniture, this is this thing, that. Actually, you should know how to live on a shoestring, as I say, on a shoestring. Of course, now I'm feeling every ashram with such a lot of furniture that they have to. Better live on a shoestring. So the tapasya starts. Go into a penance yourself. But then I will hear, Mother, I am on a tapasya, I am eating only once. Why? Who asked you to be on tapasya? Enjoy. Enjoy your tapasya. Then it is sahaj. Otherwise, nonsense. Enjoy. If you can enjoy your tapasya, then you are sahaj. With enthusiasm. Look at these PLOs. Look at these people. Do they say we are going in a tapasya? Nothing. You have examples of people around you. But we can't say they are possessed by boots. Or even if they are, what about you? You better get possessed by such boots or a change. If that's the way only you can be motivated. So tell your mind, no explanations, nothing doing, I am going to show my worth. But all the time, if the attention is just to show off, or to be in my attention, or to be in contact with me, to be writing to me or something, it's not going to help at all. I'm just a mirror. And you see within myself yourself in the true way. And also this mirror is full of Maya. So devil may look into this mirror and may look like a saint to him. If he has ego, he might look like a saint to himself. Or if he is a left-sided person, he might think he is the incarnation of Bhairava. Might. But if he is truthful, he can see clearly that he is the highest of highest. He is a surgeon. And unless until you see yourself like that, know that it's a Maya. So to realize that you have achieved a lot by getting your realization of rising so much higher above all these petty ideas. Every idea is petty, whether it is economics, politics, philosophy, any ism, anything is all petty for a surgeon. Because none of them know even this much about God's domain. What are they talking about is economics. They do not know anything about his politics. They do not know anything that there is a miraculous power which rules the whole universe, which is so efficient, which never fails, so tiny, so sensible, so interesting, dramatic. See how we resolved all these things in no time. How we got to this place. I was to have this puja here. All this you know. How I came. See the miracle working. How the powers of the divine working. You be the proper instrument of the divine. And it has another force, as I told you, centripetal and centrifugal, and you might be thrown out. So be careful on that point. Face yourself in truthfulness. Do not get pampered by your ego or morosed by your superego. Just see for yourself as a powerful instrument of love. But in love, you do not become indiscreet. Steadily, beautifully, gently, you attend to it. And so much power when we born. You'll be amazed that water, which looks something so frivolous to us, has so much power in it. You know about hydrostatics. This Mother Earth, which looks so simple. We walk on her our feet, she attracts us on ourselves. She's spinning with such a speed herself, she keeps us sticking on to her. She's doing thousands of tremendous jobs, this great Mother Earth. She looks so simple. She's so powerful. In the same way you are made out of this Ganesha Tattva, which is so tremendous. This Navaratri will give you that power. Those 9 powers of 9 chakras. 7 chakras, you already know. Above that, you become a master yourself. And then you become the power yourself.